history remembers emperors. It remembers great generals, legendary conquerors, and brilliant ministers. But sometimes, one ordinary man can almost change history. He was not born into nobility. He never passed an examination. He never commanded a famous army. Yet, for a brief moment, he became one of the most powerful men in China. Not because of talent, not because of courage, but because of deception. He pretended to be a eunuch, entered the royal palace, became the secret lover of the queen mother, fathered children who could have claimed the throne, and eventually launched a rebellion against China's first emperor. His name was Lao Ai. This is the unbelievable true story of the fake eunuch who nearly destroyed the Qin Dynasty. In 221 BC, King Yingzheng completed what generations before him had failed to do. After centuries of endless warfare, he united China under one empire. History would remember him as Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor. But long before he became emperor, his throne was far from secure. His father, King Zhuangxiang, died when Yingzheng was only 13 years old. The young king inherited the throne, but not real power. The government was controlled by powerful ministers. Above all stood one woman, his mother, Queen Dowager Zhao. She had once been celebrated for her beauty. Now, she found herself young, wealthy, and lonely inside the palace. In ancient China, widowed queens were expected to live lives of strict dignity. Desire had no place in politics. Reality, however, was often different. The most powerful man in Qin was Chancellor Lü Buwei. Years earlier, he had helped place Yingzheng's father on the throne. Some historical sources even questioned whether Yingzheng was truly the king's biological son. Whether true or false, one thing was certain. Lü Buwei remained extremely close to Queen Dowager Zhao. Too close. Rumors spread throughout the court. As Yingzheng grew older, Lü Buwei feared their relationship would become a political disaster. He needed someone else, someone who could satisfy the queen while protecting himself. His choice would change history. He found a man named Lao Ai. Little is known about Lao Ai's early life. He possessed neither noble birth nor political experience. But according to historical records, he had one extraordinary advantage. He was said to possess exceptional physical masculinity, a detail that later historians never stopped discussing. Lü Buwei believed he had found the perfect substitute. There was only one problem. The palace admitted only eunuchs. So they created a lie. According to ancient records, Lao Ai did not undergo castration. Instead, he disguised himself as a eunuch. Some accounts claim he concealed his masculinity through elaborate tricks. Others suggest officials were bribed. Whatever the method, it worked. Lao Ai entered the royal palace. Soon, he met Queen Dowager Zhao. Their relationship quickly became intimate. The queen became deeply attached to him. To avoid suspicion, she moved away from the capital, bringing Lao Ai with her. Far from the eyes of court officials, their relationship flourished. Then came an even greater secret. Historical records claim they had 2 sons together. If true, those children represented an enormous threat. Because if the first emperor died without an heir, someone might attempt to place Lao Ai's sons upon the throne. A palace romance had become a political time bomb. Queen Dowager Zhao rewarded Lao Ai generously. He received noble titles, vast estates, thousands of servants. His residence rivaled those of high-ranking ministers. Officials eager for influence sought his favor. People bowed before him. Some called him false father. Power changed him. The man who had once relied on deception began believing he truly belonged among the ruling elite. According to the records of the grand historian, he once boasted while drunk, "I am the stepfather of the emperor." It was an astonishing claim, and one that would eventually reach the emperor's ears. As rumors spread, fear grew inside Lao Ai's household. If the truth became known, everyone involved faced execution. So Lao Ai chose the most dangerous option imaginable. He would seize power first. Using the Queen Mother's official seal, he gathered troops. His supporters believed they were acting with royal authority. Their target, the young King Yingzheng. But the conspiracy failed almost immediately. Loyal generals reacted quickly. The royal army surrounded Lao Ai's forces. Fighting erupted in the streets. The rebellion collapsed within days. Lao Ai fled. He was captured shortly afterward. The first emperor showed no mercy. Lao Ai was sentenced to one of the harshest punishments in ancient China. He suffered execution by being torn apart by chariots, a punishment reserved for the gravest crimes against the state. His entire clan was exterminated. According to historical records, his supporters were executed, exiled, or enslaved. The Queen Mother's two alleged sons also disappeared from history. Most historians believe they were executed as well. Queen Dowager Zhao was placed under house arrest, cut off from political influence. Lü Buwei, whose scheme had started everything, was stripped of power. Soon afterward, he was ordered into exile. Rather than face humiliation, he took poison and ended his own life. One reckless deception had destroyed nearly everyone involved. Much of what we know comes from Sima Qian's records of the Grand Historian, written roughly a century after these events. Modern historians continue debating several details. Did Lao Ai truly disguise himself as a eunuch? Did he really father children with the Queen Mother? How much of the story was exaggerated by political enemies? We may never know. Ancient history often mixes documented facts with palace gossip. Yet one fact is beyond dispute. A man named Lao Ai rose from obscurity, became extraordinarily powerful, and ultimately led a rebellion against Qin. That much is firmly recorded. Lao Ai's story is more than a tale of scandal. It reveals the hidden dangers of absolute power. In the palace, personal relationships could reshape politics. Private desires could threaten an empire, and a single deception could bring an entire court to the edge of collapse. Ironically, the rebellion may have strengthened Qin Shi Huang. After crushing Lao Ai, the young ruler moved decisively against rival factions, consolidated authority, and eventually became China's first emperor. Lao Ai lost everything, but his failure helped create one of history's greatest empires. More than 2,000 years later, his name is still remembered, not as a king, not as a general, but as the fake eunuch who almost changed the course of Chinese history. So if you enjoyed this story, subscribe to China Untold Stories. Discover the hidden stories of China's emperors, warriors, philosophers, rebels, and the extraordinary people who shaped history. One story at a time.